Hey, good morning, everybody. It is November 22, not even 9:30 yet. I got out here nice and early today. Don't know why. Well, actually, a little bit of it is that we actually got some snow. It was some flurries up where we live, not down here where the property is. But yeah, so Valentina felt a little uneasy with her car driving to work, so I got up early and took her to work and never went back to bed. So, got up and got around. It was still snowing when I left, but I'm sure it's about done by now. Well, I came out here today to continue working on trim around windows. As you guys remember yesterday, I cut down a tree. So today we're going to get back at this. It's very windy and chilly. It's, I think, 40, I mean, it's not super cold, but it's about 45 degrees, I think. And windy. So anyway, I'm going to go get the tractor, go down to the shed, get some tools, hook things up. At least I have, this little place to get in out of the wind and work on things. Oh, also, a couple days ago, I guess we came out yesterday, we noticed that the plumber had come out and he took his test things off and drained the tub and all that stuff. So we're set up and ready to proceed on our next steps. So that's the thing too about that is that the next thing for me to do since we passed inspection is to start insulation. And that would get us in the house faster. But I have all this trim stuff over here, and I already have things I have to constantly be moving around, and I got the doors and windows and things like that. So I don't need to be fighting anything more. So I'm going to go ahead and keep focusing on the trim, keep going forward on that, and at least get what I have in here up on the house before I consider start getting into the insulation. All right. I'm using this guy today since it's so windy. I hope it works and that it sounds fine. We will see shortly. All right, guys, so I had painted these a couple days ago on one side, on the back side actually. Now I flipped them over and I'm putting them out there, and I thought, hey, this is gonna be awesome because it's in the sun and it's windy. The problem is it's blowing all kinds of junk over it. So not too bad because, and I'm gonna put them up on the side between the windows, and I'm going to paint them again like I did the other ones. I don't know if you can see this, but it's very windy today. Very windy. I guess all depends on what trees you're looking at, but a while ago it was really whipping. Anyway, something I'm going to do while I wait for that to dry is good news. Roger told me I can take all this wood down now. Now that the siding's on, we don't need any of those support beams. So I'm going to go ahead and take all that off while I'm waiting. As you can see, I struggled with that one right there. I think that screw head is stripped. It wasn't even all the way in, so when we were putting it in, we probably stripped it and couldn't get it to go any further. So I tried yanking on stuff, but it's a screw. It's made to not come out. So what I'll do is get my oscillating tool with a metal blade and cut that off right at the surface. I might not do it today, we'll see. But I'll do it at some point. Obviously before drywall goes on. All right, I think these boards out here are dry now. So I pulled off 3 boards off this end. I'll go put those on or take care of it all. Put more boards on here and paint them. And while they're drying, we'll keep working our way around and taking boards off that we can. All right, guys. I hope this thing is working and keeping the wind from dominating the sound. So I started on this side and did the first two here on the side. I'm feeling like it's looking really good. There's a little bit of yellowing on the sides, and I think it's because it's not because of the caulking. It's because when we had these windows, they got a little bit of dirt on them. Anyway, so I got that one down there. Yes, I need to clean this up, but I don't need to clean it up right now because I'm not doing it right now. Same here. Anytime I found like really decent sized gaps or just more than I wanted to put for caulking in there, I'd squirt a little of that in there. I have a little left over. So anyway, did those two. The one at the other end is done. You guys saw that a few days ago. Now I need to do these two. So that's what I'm working on next. I have one lined up here that I've been painting as I do stuff. So these are all about 5 inches or so between those, and these are 6 inches, but actually 5.5 or so, because that's how it goes with lumber. It says it's 6, it's 5.5, between 5.5 and 5 3/4. So what I did was I set my, when I'm cutting, it's right here. I slide it through and it cuts that much off. So I have a sliver here, and we've been looking for a piece to put right here that'll finish that off nicely, type of thing. That's what I did. This actually was Valentina's idea yesterday. We're out here and she's like, why don't you just use one of these for molding? I was like, oh yeah, that works. So it's kind of a small sliver, and I hope we're gonna find out if my nail gun's gonna split it or not. But I'm gonna caulk that real well and then slide that up in there and see how it looks. Hopefully it'll look all right and kind of hide this. This is actually poking out the most right here, and the reason why is because there's a 2x4 behind there that was poking out a little bit. And you just don't realize those things until you're putting stuff up that it's a little off. So we wanted to just kind of fill this in. It's not a huge flaw, but it'll be nice to look finished off. Alright guys, I finished. Got this little one here on this side, and I think I showed you already the other side. I did that one, and I got these two here in the middle. So it's slow going because I'm painting them on one side, then I'm flipping them after they dry, paint them on the other side, then I'm cutting them the length and ripping them the length, cutting them on the width and ripping them on the length, then come back over here and paint the sides that got cut, touching up some stuff. Then once they dry, I paint it again because that one side has only been painted once, whereas everything else has been painted twice. So I paint it again, let it dry again. Then I go up with caulking, and I caulk both sides. Then I put this piece up, nail it, go down both sides and fill in all the way down the sides and caulk that, and then go back and paint the front again so that the nails are all covered up. I'll give you somewhat of a closer look here, just because I don't know, this isn't easier since it's closer. Oops. I see I missed a little spot right there. Anyway, you see how close, how that's all secured. Looks really good. I'm looking at this. I don't like that thing right there. It looks like somebody cut that on accident. I don't know how that happened. This is the window we had to replace the second time, the one that had the inside marking. Now that part's cut. Huh. Oh well, I'll probably fill that in with a little bit of, maybe there's a plastic filler. Anyway, as you can see, this is really, really clean, and we might have to take a little paintbrush when we want to detail really big time and go along the edge here. But as you can see the nail marks just slightly when you're underneath, but as you come out, you can't see them nearly as well, and they're all painted over, so I like that. I am super, super happy about how this piece came out. Man, don't tell Valentina, but she was smart. That just turned out fabulous. That ripped piece of the ripped piece that I ripped off the length, and I nailed it, and the nails didn't split it. And I caulked around it, let it dry this whole time. It says you're supposed to let it dry for 2 hours. I don't know that it's been 2 hours, but it's been pretty long. And I painted it all so it looks all sealed and nice. Man, it turned out good compared to what it was. Love it. All right, so I got all of these tools to put away. I pulled some more wood off the inside. There's some still way down in that end that has doors and windows and stuff leaning up against it, and I don't want to mess with it. And as I said this morning, I took Valentina to work, so she doesn't have to wait to get home. It's 1:30. She's going to be off at 2:30. So I need to start cleaning up because it takes me nearly half an hour to get to her. So, hey, it turned out good. We got a project done, got all that done. So I'm happy. All right, guys. Finished cleaning up everything, put all the tools away. The plan is to be out tomorrow, and I have to decide, am I going down all the way with my 4-inch pieces to here and then have one butt into it, or is this one going to go all the way out to here and this one going to sit on it? So we have to decide that. And we decide that tonight, and then I should be out here tomorrow to start doing those pieces around the... I'll do this side actually probably first before I do the other ones. That way, if I finish these, then I can go ahead and take the battens that I got in there and finish that part up. That way the front battens will be done. All right, guys. I'm going to take a chance and leave my ladder out here. Let's see if it's up tomorrow. It should be. The wind's blowing, but it's not blowing like through this way. I've got those rags wrapped around, and I just don't feel like pulling everything down and off. All right. I will be back out here tomorrow. I mean, that's the plan. But I will definitely see you guys the next time I'm out here. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's November 23 at 10 o'clock in the morning. Got out here at a decent time today. Got all my tools and stuff, and I tried to see if I could move that tree that I cut down the other day and pull it out for Diego so he can get at it a little bit better. But that tree is way too heavy. And my chain's not really long enough either. So because it was short, I hung it on here, and you can see it pulled the lip of this thing out. Going to see if I can get it back in. Framing hammer is probably not the best thing for it. It's probably not good on the framing hammer, to be honest with you. I have a little sledge up there at the shed that I'll probably work on it later. Not a huge deal, obviously. But when I pulled away, I was like, oh wow, I bent that right up. Yeah, maybe I can hit that with a sledge. Anyway, so I left off yesterday, got all that middle section of every window done. I'm going to start with the hardest spot first. There's nowhere to put this ladder very well and be able to get up here, but that's why I'm going to start with this hardest section first. I'm going to do these sides now. those were 6 inches in the middles that I ripped down to a little over 5 to fit between the windows. Now on the outside is going to be 4 inches, which are 3.5 or so. So I'm going to do the sides, and then I think my next step will be to do the bottoms, and then finally the top parts. Val wants to paint brown, so we'll see how that goes. She wants them to match this. It'll look awesome. I mean, I get it's going to be awesome, but I think it's going to present a little bit of a challenge. So anyway, away we go. We're going to get started on that right now. All right, guys, I got a pivot. I was going to do this, start at this end where it's the hardest spot and work my way around, but what I didn't realize is I only have a couple of these, 1 by 3s or 1 by 4s. I didn't realize I'd only bought basically enough for my corners here, those, and these are the ends cut off. So they're just shy about 1 inch of what I need to go up along those big windows. So I'm going to go ahead and come over here and work on, they're long enough to do these sides of the smaller windows. So I'm going to do the sides, and if the piece is long enough, I'll do the bottom on this one. And if I can do that, then I have some batten that I can at least go down here and do the bottom of that one. I could do this part too. So, because Valentina wants me to go along that, cover that up. So I think I have enough batten to do that bottom of this. Gotta find some things to stay busy. I had no idea I didn't have much of that. So anyway, that's what we're gonna work on. Wanted to show you a little trick Valentina taught me. I never would have thought to do this. Since she's the painter, I have no idea how she figured it out, how she came up with it, but we leave in this bucket this little roller, just the paint roller brush. Take it off of the handle. Then you don't have to wash it out. It stays in there and stays soft. Next day I just put the handle down in there and push it onto the roller, and it's back on. I got a little tiny paint on my hand. I washed it off with a little rag, and we're good to go. So that's a little trick. Hey guys, a little bit breezy, but the wind has finally died down. It has been some kind of windy lately. I did the battens that go sideways. I painted everything. I filled everything in with caulking. I did not go on this side or here because I'm not sure what kind of a casing the door is going to have, and I'm sure there's going to be something go around it. So, yeah. Anyway, we got a little piece there, and then we got the ones that I got around the windows, little piece there. It doesn't look too bad. When you're in person and close, you can see a couple of flaws and stuff. So, hopefully Valentina thinks it's okay. This is where I think part of it is the feeling of the road in the house. It throws me off because I measured from here to here and it looks like it's further, and it could be in some way, maybe the fascia's a little off or something. But then when I measured from up inside down to these, they are 23 3/8. I mean, I tried to get it as straight as I could. This one's a little bit off. I'm being honest with all the stuff that I messed up that I see that I'm kind of off. For the most part though, I think it looks all right. I put a level on them and I tried to measure down. What I did the very first one was 23 3/8. That's what it ended up being. And so the rest of them I try to do that, but it's not perfect. Anyway, I'm pretty glad that I got something done today, and I don't know, it looks good. I need to go buy some more wood so I can keep doing. I need 1x4s so I can get more of this trim done on the bottoms and the sides. So it's a possibility that I'm heading to Home Depot to get some more stuff this evening. First got to clean up everything, put everything away. Been a productive day though. There is something I have yet to test on this tractor. Never had a real need for it, and I got to thinking, I wonder if this thing charges. It's charging my camera. This thing has been rolled and beat up and sat in the rain, yet it's still cleaning up and charging. I'm impressed. Alright guys, I'm heading home a little earlier than I planned on, but I ran out of wood and I didn't want to start another project. So I'm heading home for the day. Should be back out tomorrow. I think I'll go to the Home Depot in the morning because I got some 12 footers and I have to put those all the way inside my truck, and I don't want to leave my truck open through the night. So I will see you guys the next time I'm out here.